Oh, welcome back to the Aluminous channel again. I'm working on this ZY T08 again, and I decided that I would see if I can do anything with the stock driver. Now, this light stock, if you remember, it showed to be 30K at 1 meter, and that's lux, 30K lux at 1 meter, and 2.02 amps on high with a 20R 18650. So what I've done is I've bridged the resistors to see what kind of amp draw I'll get with basically the same setup. I'm using 18 gauge wire, and I'll check on my meter here and see what I get on high compared to without bridging the resistors. Okay, I'm getting the same thing. I'm getting 1.99. I get 2.02 before, and of course that's probably just resistance in the wires. So bridging the resistors didn't do doodly squat. To me, that would suggest that that's the limitation of the driver. It's not going to go any more than that. I was hoping that bridging the resistors would unleash a little bit of power in it. So that maybe we could still use that stock driver for an XML2, but it doesn't look that way. So anyways, at least I know now. I use this little setup. I know my wires are long, but they're like I say, they're 18 gauge, and I know my leads off the digital multimeter, they're also 18 gauge, or no, they're actually only like probably 16 gauge. And so I know I got some resistance there, but certainly not an amp or two, that's for sure. And since it came out almost exactly the same this time as it did the last time in the light, you know, I'm going to say that's all we're going to get out of this puppy. So unless somebody else has got something different to modify the stock driver, I would say no matter what, we're going to have to use a different driver in there. And so I'm going to go ahead and start tearing everything off that driver, and I'm just going to end up using it for a contact plate. Oh, and I might also mention that for testing LEDs, I have a big bar, aluminum bar. It's like 1.5 inch diameter aluminum bar. And all I did was drill and tap, so I can use 2 screws for a 20 millimeter or 2 screws for a 16 millimeter star, and screw it down on top of that bar, and then, you know, I can do all the testing I want to. It's not going to heat up enough to say so. So that's just an idea. If you want some place to test, it's a simple way to do it, and throw it in a vise and go to town with it. Well, you know, it's been one of those days. It's just been one of those days, and you know, I just got to thinking, where does that come from? Go to town with it. You know, I mean, that's got to be country stuff. You know, back when I was a boy, that's what we always said. We said, yep, pack it up and go to town with it. Yeah, okay. You know, I think I'm getting too old. Anyways, that's the end of my little video on testing out the stock driver.